we all play a unique role, whether you're, independent or you're part of a team.
Right.
So for me, it's been really important to see that like I do have a unique role as myself as well. So I need to
Yes.
show up as myself, and it's very rewarding to contribute to a team or your business or whatever that looks like for you, and know that you're authentic in your role, in that space. And everyone's is different, just like, a family or something.
Really bust those myths about what it means to, create success as a highly sensitive entrepreneur and leader. Like we really do get to create it how we want to create it. Yes.
A decision I made when I went back to when I found this position was that I was going to be visible about my holistic, about Reiki and about coping, about ways to calm your nervous system. And so I've been open with that with the people I work with, and they really appreciate it. And it has helped me feel more authentic and accepted for who I really am. I kind of hid that part of me, that deeply spiritual part of me, in my other positions. So it feels really great to be out in the open with that, and also to have people value it.
So you've also really taken the teaching and the training on V&V energy, visibility and vulnerability, and you really have brought that into your nursing, which is also so much of everything in the training program, where we strive to be able to show up as our highly sensitive, essential selves. And it's one thing to be able to talk about it, and it's another thing to really do it. I so appreciate that you just spoke to showing up. And it's so fascinating because as I'm having these conversations as part of this podcast series, that is a theme that I am hearing. Is it can sound so simple, but we as highly sensitives know how profound it is to not just have the thought about doing something or the consideration of doing something, but what is actually required to follow through and really show up.
The first step with that is to drop comparison. As a highly sensitive person, I know I won't manage those moving parts and all of those different elements in what would be considered to be really cookie cutter, classic, mainstream way of doing it. I just can't. And it's not that I'm trying to be different, it just won't work.
Right.
I hear about school principals who, I go to work and I do not get 1 minute in the day to myself. And I'm like, okay, well, that wouldn't work for me. I was at a principal conference, and I shared with the group how I put aside, no matter what, 10 minutes every day, no matter how, what's going on. And there's always stuff going on, as you know yourself. There's always something's happened, or just been an incident or something, there's always something. I put aside 10 minutes where I either go to the office, or I find a space and I meditate, or I just take some time out where I am just, I suppose I've realized now, just allowing my nervous system to calm back down.
Yes.
Because it's very stimulating being in a school. And I do that no matter what. And I shared that at a principal conference, at a new principal conference that I was at in Ireland. And everybody was like in shock. Like literally, it's like I just dropped a bombshell in the room, They were like, you can't do that. I had to drop the comparison first. And that's why I brought that up first. Because if I didn't do that first, I wouldn't have then allowed myself the space to do the 10 minutes a day, because I'd be comparing myself to other principals and be like, I should be working harder every day. And the way to solve all these problems is to work harder.
Yes.
Only because I found the strength to drop comparison. It's not easy, but you find it kind of,
that's right.
You find it inside yourself to do it.
Yes.
Then you can kind of more be creator in your life of the way it will work for you.
What it takes to master the ability to drop that comparison. An ongoing process for sure. I am like just beyond that you spoke to those 10 minutes, and that it can sound so small, especially for someone who maybe doesn't understand what it is to be in the educational system, regardless of country. Yet, as you share, when you went to the conference, it was like dropping a bomb, right? So to have the courage to put that in place for yourself, and then the courage to share it, literally everything you're sharing is a demonstration of highly sensitive leadership, like really taking ownership of your experience so that you can remain connected to that purpose.